Hey there, guys. It's once again Sean here from Gravity Live. We're sitting today and we're honored to be sitting in the offices of Mr. Roger Deltry from the NSSU. Roger, welcome to our show.
Well, thank you very much, and thanks for having me on your show for the very first time.
It's actually the second time. You were at the launch the other night.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, guys, the reason why we're here today is I'm actually very honored to be able to be doing this. There's a bunch of athletes that's been selected by the Namibian School Sports Union that's going to be going to Bahrain. And today we are going to be asking Mr. Deltry a couple of things with regards to this. Roger, first things first, how was this team selected, or this bunch of athletes?
Yeah, thank you very much. I think maybe before we get there, it will be important to explain or to give a bit of a background in terms of why we are competing at the ISF event. It's because simply the NSSU is a full bona fide member of the International School Sport Federation. So as part of what we need to do as one of our obligations is to compete at ISF events. So it's mandatory that you must go to ISF events. So based on that, we are participating. Actually, this is our second ISF event for the year in which we are participating. The first one being the World School Cross Country Championships, which was held in Nairobi in May this year. And now this event is the ISF World School Sport Games. Actually, for lack of a better term, you can term it like the Olympics of school sports. Yeah. So we are going there with a team of 12 athletes, 6 boys and 6 girls. We would have wanted to take a bit more, but of course, because of the resources that we do not have, we are restricted to taking only 12. To answer your question, the team was selected during our National Schools Athletics Championships, which was held at the Independence Stadium here in May. That's where we selected our team based on their results. And most of the team, the boys and girls that we selected, all of them were also individual prize winners in their own categories. So we believe that we have taken the best of the best that we can at this point in time in school sports, and they are ready to go and compete and show their mettle.
You know, it's actually so interesting to see that we're such a small country and we still belong to those bodies.
Yeah. I think what we are trying to do is schools. As you know, Sean, the school sports is a breeding ground for future sports stars. And if we get it wrong here, obviously the whole pathway or the whole sport development continuum will be affected. So that's why we are trying to, in spite of the challenges that we are giving in terms of, we are still trying to expose these boys, because I'm telling the people that you can have nice books and so on, nice constitutions, you can have a building like this you sit in, you can have a banner like this, you say NSSU and so on, but if we don't create opportunities for the kids to participate, we might as well close shop and go home and start doing something else. So we are trying continually to identify opportunities where we can expose these kids so that they can get exposed to high-level competition. And that is what we are trying to do. And I think that we will try to do in the future as well, so that at least the kids, we can bridge the gap between them now and then when they transition to proper athletics for the Olympics and World Championships and Commonwealth and so on. So it's very important.
Roger, now on that note, these children that are going, these athletes that are going now overseas, what do you think it means to that child just to be able to get on an aeroplane and go and compete at the highest level?
It's a very, for them, so some of them I think will be the first time on a plane. Of course, we are having 2 that we took to Brazil last year that are also going now. And those, it's a boy and a girl, and also I think they are turning 16 this year. Very young, but we felt that we must continue with the process of exposing them, because we can't take them to Brazil and leave them behind. For these boys and girls, it will be a game changer. It is the first time it's an international competition against countries, school going children from a whole lot of countries that will be participating there. So I think for them really it will be an experience to behold, and we are hoping that also they will do well. Yeah, I think because I was telling the people the other day that if you select an under 18 team athletics now currently in this country, the 12 boys and girls that we selected now, 95% of them will be part of that team, because that is how talented they are. And I think we have got a good team now. It depends on the coaches, the parents, and the support that we'll get from the people to make sure that they really go and compete and represent our country very well.
You know, Roger, one thing I really appreciate about athletics is that it takes you places. And, you know, there's once again, and I'm gonna give you a feather in your cap for that the NSSU allowing and also acknowledging these athletes to take them overseas, take them to the highest platforms. Roger, what we're going to start doing from Gravity Live side, we've got all the kids' names and surnames, we're going to get their details, and we're going to try and do every single week an insert of 2 or 3 athletes to give them the right exposure that their classmates and their fellow athletes can see, but this is where I want to be in a year's time. Roger, from your side, anything you'd like to say to these athletes and parents before they go?
Well, for the athletes, I think we urge them to continue with their preparations. We are getting them over here on the 17th to continue with the last phase of really just to check up, we would have also wanted them earlier, but as you know, they're at school. Some of them are doing mock examinations and so on. We really don't want to disturb that process, but that's why we're having them only on the 17th, and then we are departing on the 22nd. So we're hoping that they will be in top shape. The parents, we just urge them to support their kids. As we say every now and then, we cannot do school sports without the involvement of parents. And to the nation at large, we really stand behind the boys. We are fortunate that we've got corporates like Gravity who have come on board to assist us really to make a difference. We are calling also on other corporates to really follow suit and see how we can all put our hands on deck and assist these kids, because unfortunately we cannot only rely on the ministry, because the ministry, which is our only and single funder, is also having other resources and not resources, but maybe they have got other commitments, and the country as a whole have got other commitments. People are sick and hunger, drought, and so on. So you can't only rely on the fiscus. But at least we are appreciating of the little that we can get from the public purse, but from the corporate world, we can do with more. But so we just want to call them corporate, those who are willing and want to come on board, like Gravity did now, without being forced. You guys were not forced. You decided that you want to come on board, you want to assist, and we are grateful for that. We are grateful for that. We hope that the relationship will continue, and that is what other corporates really might or can or have to do.
I'm talking from Gravity's side right now. We heavily rely on our corporates, and I want to call out to all those corporates out there. Guys, we know you watch this show. Get in touch with Mr. Roger Deltry from the NSSU. It's for a good cause, and to see a child exceed on his platform what he enjoys, it's good for the country, it's good for the child's morale, and it's picking up his morale and his stature as well. Roger, thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate it, and I want to get you more in front of this camera, though, if you don't.